because I am thinking about next year, 2011, 2012. And one thing that I think about when I think of next year is a little bit of sadness.
She practiced law there until taking the bench, and has a long history of public service and community involvement commitment, including she was on the board of directors of the Orchard Prairie School District for over a decade. I don't recall Orchard Prairie having a mock trial program, though, Justice Stevens. Perhaps you should call them up and see if you can take care of that. She's also a trustee on the Washington Judicial College and currently serves on the Appellate Court Education Committee and the Court's Budget and Personnel Committee. She's the first judge from Division III of the Court of Appeals, and she and her husband Craig have been married since 1989 and have 2 children, and they enjoy skiing, golfing, singing around the campfire, and spending time on the Snake River. So after her remarks, perhaps she'll lead us in the mock trial fight song, which actually we don't have one. Justice Stevens?
Oh, come on!
But I guess what we think is, you know, it's not like making the laws. And so what do you mean? And they say, well, what we do, you know, there are defined rules for what we do. You know if it's right or if it's wrong. You know if it works or if it doesn't work. But making law is far more difficult because it only works if everyone believes in it. It requires a buy-in. You know, that experience of justice is far more difficult. So I guess I want to say to the students that what you have done today is harder than rocket science.
Do. Officer Kadich had no idea of the troubles on Ernie Jenkins' hand, his childhood injuries and the hard work that were required for him to deal with the obstacles life had put in his path. And of course, Ernie could have no idea of the troubles, both personal and professional, that were on Officer Kadich's hand. Of course, we all know now that the legal and factual issues in this case don't concern the troubles on their hands, but rather what was in their hands. To be more accurate, I guess we'd say what was reasonably perceived to be in the right hand of Ernie Jenkins. Before ending Ernie Jenkins' life, did Kemley Kadich know, or should Kemley Kadich have known, that Ernie held only a harmless cell phone? Or was it reasonable for Kadich to act upon a belief that it was a life-threatening handgun in the hand of Ernie Jenkins? That's the narrow, factual question that's at the heart of the case. But can you ever really isolate a narrow question like that from the broader context of the lives of the individuals in question? I know it's well beside the central legal point, but I do hope that maybe just once while working on our fictional case, you might have paused to wonder, well, what if Jaden Lattimore and Cornelius Jenkins had showed a little more interest in Ernie and perhaps led him to some safer nocturnal pursuit than Ernie was engaged in? And what if the police brass and the line officers had put aside their squabbling over union answers, wasn't it? Or something like that.
Are you kidding?
I'm really curious.
And what was the first question? I forgot.
I just frowned upon. What was that?
Well, the Exhibit 1 was not to scale.
Recruit attorneys to sit in the jury boxes. They've been here all weekend checking in attorneys and making sure that we have enough folks to be judging your rounds. So please give them a round of applause and thank you. Wendy Farrell is here representing the AOC. Her and her team, Colleen and Lori, have worked with us all weekend. They actually recruited all of the judges to preside over your rounds and have been here all weekend making sure that they have everything that they need and you have all of the judges so that you can carry on your trial. So thank you, Wendy. Ilka Mounds, who many of you will recognize. I think this is her maybe 7th year volunteering all weekend at mock trial and selling. Her whole family volunteers for the mock trial program. So thank you to the Mounds from Fort Townsend. Mike Throckmorton, if you'll come forward, this was his first mock trial with us. Hopefully he'll be back. Again, he was helping check-in attorneys all weekend, and he held a lot of You guys can come on up if you want to. They're our super information table volunteers. They traveled all the way from Benton County to be here with you all weekend and make sure that you knew where to go and who was where, and that you had t-shirts if you wanted. So thank you both very much for making the trip. We're going to have an opportunity for you to have a picture with Judge Lewis and Justice Stevens as we present your awards. So we'd like to get through this quickly. We'd like you to have the chance to have your photos taken as we present them. So as I call your names, we're going to have you come up. We're going to have a little staging area and get photos taken as quickly as we can. So as I call your names, kind of stand up and start lining up this way, and photos will be taken over here. So we will, I'm actually going to have Silka and Paul and Jane come up here, and we'll help with pictures, and Justice Stevens and Judge Lewis, if you could come up, and we will work on presenting awards. We're going to start with the Whatcom County team, so Meridian and Seahole.
Let's see the plaque.
It's state championship final round. Okay, like, what's that? State petition participant. They all say the same thing up there. They say everybody made the final round and everybody's a state participant champ. You know.
Right on. Is that a hint?
What a weird flag.
It's a jip. Look at that beast. Don't let go. Don't let go. All right, ready? 3. Let go. Let go. Oh, that one was bad. That one was bad. We were holding it. I was not about to let go of that.
I do not know who won the award because I have not been handed the results, but I'm sure I'm about to receive that. Or perhaps Sarah would like to know.
Give him some clap.
This year's recipient of the Mock Trial Values Award, according to the votes of all of you, is the River Academy.
River Academy, come on up.
Jake, what did you just brought me? Oh, it looked like a rubber band or something.
Team S, Meridian High School, Sally Jo Matheson. Meridian High School, Braden Dennis, Mackenzie Erickson, and Caitlin Michelson. It's my pleasure at this time to announce the top 10 teams, or actually I'm going to announce the top 11 teams since we have 22 schools. I'm going to announce the top half of the teams in the reverse order. And these teams are ranked in the order of first their record, and then the number of ballots they've taken, and then their points. So that's how we do it. And as you know, if you look at our rankings, that there's not a heck of a lot of difference between the teams in terms of the ranking once you get into the middle. But the number 11 team is the B School from Camas High School. Number 10 is Team H from Fort Vancouver High School.
Well, either we didn't get in the top 11, or we did better.
Number 9 is Team V from Seaholm High School. Number 8 is the J team from the River Academy. Number 7, the E team from the International Community School. Number 6, the N team from Seattle Academy. Number 5, with a 3-1 record and 8 ballots, as did Seattle Academy, University Prep. And number 4, 4 with a 3-1 record and 8 ballots, the D team, Franklin High School. Now in a moment we'll announce the 2 teams who are going to compete in the championship round. However, it's my honor also to award our 3rd place trophy at this time, and we'll be awarding the other trophies at the final round.
Hands down, we are most attractive team. That's all that matters. Well, it's like that, y'all. It's like that, y'all. Not really good.
Girlfriend, what? Get it.
Dude, you're not focusing on anything. You're really not focused on anything.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I have trouble staying focused in school. Say hi. Like that, y'all. Like that, y'all. In a moment like this, there's only one thing left to say.
I want cake.
No. In the words of Jay-Z, only God can judge me, so I'm gone. Either love me or leave me alone.
That, y'all, it's like that, y'all. I don't really give a f about it at all. Cause the same people that try to blackball me forgot about 2 things, my black balls.
Ha ha, yo.